Hey everyone, it's time for another story, and this one's written by E.L.
And as you can see behind us, we've got a bit of a fenced off lake with lots of no entry signs all around it, and that's going to be quite pivotal to today's story. But sadly, because of the fence, we couldn't quite get a shot with it in the background, so we're just going to set up just nearby for this story. Once upon a time, a small and loving town named Sweetwater had turned into a hot danger zone, as a storm of chaos unleashed, known only as Visis.
Previously, Sweetwater had been a hotspot in the summer, where children played and adults relaxed. Everyone was included, and everywhere you went, happiness followed. That is, except for Thornhill Mansion. Thornhill Mansion was built by the Blossom family centuries ago, who ruled with freedom.
Through the years, it was suspected that nobody lived at Thornhill Mansion anymore. But no one really knew for sure, as every Sweetwater holidays, a flaming arrow flew through the sky, coming from Thornhill Mansion.
That sacred Thornhill tradition. Only one person knew the truth behind that tradition, and that was Tony Topaz. Best friends with Cheryl Blossom, the last icon of the Blossom family.
Now, interestingly, Cheryl Blossom knew everything about Tony Topaz in the same way that he knew everything about Cheryl Blossom.
During the first evening of the summer, celebrations were had, but not this year. It was so scary.
This year was filled with fear. Cheryl, I think you might want to look outside.
Okay,
Cheryl paused mid-sentence, filled with fear at what she was witnessing.
What on earth is that?
Cheryl had a perfect view of the lake through her window, and in turn she had a perfect view of what was terrorizing and traumatizing the people outside.
That thing was ripping people's heads off like paper. And the usual enchanting waters were a murky green, disgusting to look at.
The creature rose up out of the water and locked eyes with Cheryl. Without losing its glare, it sat back down and hid back into its new home, the lake.
The next day, Cheryl and Tony overheard people saying no one was going to stop Visis. No one's going to save Sweetwater. People wondered, was there anything anyone could do?
Even though Cheryl had seen the beast, she thought otherwise.
Okay, this is easy to handle. Just close off the lake, and then the monster won't disturb our beautiful town.
Tony agreed, just hoping it would work.
So about a week later, everything was fine. It returned to normal. But, like most things, that didn't last for long.
No. Again, it was a beautiful summer's evening, and Visis, the creature, appeared back from his lake. It was like a movie replaying, only this time, in this sequel, he didn't stay in the waters. No, he went terrorizing the town, trampling and stomping on anything in his path. First, he trampled over the Pembroke Hotel, and next, he was heading towards Pop's Cafe, a beloved local cafe, and as he got a bit closer, he started to shrivel and wrinkle and dry up, and within the blink of an eye, he'd retracted and retreated back to his waters.
Cheryl knew something had to be done, but she couldn't do it alone.
In the morning, she had devised an effective and epic plan.
Okay, what we need to do is stake out at the lake, wait for Visis, and when he gets there, you use your disappearing powers. And I shoot one of my flaming arrows into his mouth. And boom!
Tony liked this plan, and with a devilish smile on her face said, "Okay." They set off, and arrived by dusk. One look at the murky water sent shivers down their spines, knowing that the creature Visis could appear at any moment.
It felt like they'd been waiting for hours.
Maybe he's just not going to turn up tonight.
Oh, he will.
Just as Cheryl finished her sentence, that's exactly what happened. Visis rose out of the water. This was going to be a battle to remember. And just then, with a lash of a claw, Visis struck towards Tony and Cheryl, but Tony quickly transported them out of the way.
Cheryl raised her bow with an arrow flaming with the light of 1,000 fires. With a fiery blast, the arrow struck Theseus in the upper arm, causing him to fall.
Cheryl hadn't realised that Tony was on Visis's back at the time, and he got knocked down too. Now Visis turned, looking around for Cheryl. He was hungry for blood.
Cheryl looked out from behind a rock and raised her bow.
Drawing back, she breathed in deeply as she pulled her fingers back to her cheek. As she breathed out, she waited for the perfect moment to release her arrow. And it flew through the sky and straight into Visis's mouth, just like her plan. And again like her plan. Boom!
Theseus was gone. And so was Tony. Cheryl crumbled to her knees, crying uncontrollably.
What are you crying for?
Tony?
No, it's me, Visis. I'm here to kill you. No, it's me, Tony.
I thought you were dead.
Well, I'm not dead.
They both laughed happily with the thought that they would never see the creature again.